true authentic self and soul is coming through.
We serve more of it than anywhere in the world. In the whole world, we're at 16,000 clients, so that's 64,000 individual experiences. That's a lot of ayahuasca.
While that sounds exciting once you've done it, before you've done it, that could be scary for a lot of people.
I'm 60 years old and I've done it a bunch, and every time I walk up there, I'm scared to death. I've never walked in there. I don't think I've ever walked in there once where I wasn't afraid.
Can you speak to the medicine and some intentions additional to the first week at Rhythmia for the more advanced people?
Yeah.
The 9, the intentions that you guys teach at Rhythmia about the 9.
Show me how I can be a beneficial presence on the planet. That's the big one. And that's one you want to be afraid of asking, because if you're not ready to hear it, to process it, and to do it, you will always feel odd.
Hi guys, we're really excited to share this interview with you. This is an interview with Gerry, the founder of Rythmia Life Advancement Center. And in it, we talk about the profound changes that, yes, ayahuasca can have in your life, but also the power behind the process that Rhythmia takes you through. Roxy and I strongly believe that if you're doing ayahuasca, one night is not really doing ayahuasca. It needs to be a block, a series of nights. And in Rhythmia, they do 4 nights in a row. And each night they guide you specifically through your intention, so you get what they call your miracle. And in this process, they've had thousands of people go through, and many get their miracle. And this is what we sort of expand on, right?
Yeah, so we talked to Gerry all about the medicine, the profound journey, global topics that are happening right now, and what you can do to help serve this beautiful world, this beautiful planet, with the assistance of Mother Ayahuasca. So enjoy, guys. Hey everyone, it's Pete and Roxy here. Today we've got beautiful Gerry Powell all the way from Costa Rica. He's the founder of Rhythmia Life Advancement Center. We went to Costa Rica, guys, and this really did kickstart our awakening down there at Rhythmia with the plant medicine, our beautiful sacred Mother Ayahuasca. And today we're bringing Gerry on the show to share his wisdom, his knowings, and just have a good old chat with our beautiful brother that's doing such good work for the planet. So welcome, Gerry.
I'm so happy to be here with you two. It's not often that I get to speak to a switched on couple who really listen to the medicine and does what she says. It's amazing to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks very much.
It's great to be here, because I feel like that when we chatted just recently in Rhythmia, I felt like we really got along. Like we were having a great chat. We could have talked for a long time. And there is something about doing the medicine that helps you to see a certain way at looking at the world and looking at life. And before we got on to start recording, we were joking about how sometimes, while that sounds exciting once you've done it, before you've done it, that could be scary for a lot of people. Perhaps you could share with us a little about what you've noticed about certain people over the years.
Yeah, I'll tell you what
around spirituality, but not medicine.
I've come to learn a little bit from plant medicine that people who are serious about wanting to research the origin of the soul, whoever that is, they look like all different things. They don't all wear beads. They don't all wear ankhs and and flowing dresses and They're from all different types. And conversely, sometimes people who look at spirituality as a fashion are very afraid of the medicine. They might want to sip a little bit to say they did it and have it be part of their persona. But to do the real hard, dirty work requires a commitment to facing death and people just, by and large, that scares the pants off of the vast majority of people, right? And especially with spiritual imposters, they really don't like it. You know, they like to do things that are more fun. Let's do some MDMA or whatever that shit. Like, you know. But to do ayahuasca, which strips you of your earth facade, scary stuff. You know, I'm 60 years old and I've done it a bunch. And every time I walk up there, I'm scared to death. I've never walked in there. I don't think I've ever walked in there once where I wasn't afraid. And that's the truth, because like, I'm like, fucking don't show me anything else. Like, I can't take any more truth about myself, you know. Hey.
So true. I feel the same way. I walk up there and I haven't done it as many times as you, Gerry, but it's like, please be gentle, please be gentle. And I guess what she's doing is helping us, right? She's helping the planet evolve, and we can really see the planet and where it's at right now. And the brave warriors that come down and do the medicine and sit there for 6 hours. I think some of the medicine journeys go for, this is not a quick
12,
trip.
some of them 12, right?
Yeah.
Some of them Thursday nights are 12.
Yeah. So it's certainly something where the ego is getting stripped away, the medicine, and and this true authentic self and soul is coming through.
Yep, and we see that too, and like, we happen to have the place, right, that we've served more of it than anywhere in the world. In the whole world, we're at 16,000 clients, so that's 64,000 individual experiences. That's a lot of ayahuasca. Yeah. That's a lot, and what we've learned, has been priceless. Like of how the medicine acts. Like it's interesting because people get very caught up in tradition, and there are things about tradition that are great, and there are things about tradition that stem from a growing season and climate of a particular place in a time long gone by that doesn't directly relate to things that are going on now. So to be able to parse through that and pick those things and create programmatic stuff that's timeless and applies to the world right now, and to your life, and to your life in Australia and my life in the United States, or that really applies. That's where a lot of the discoveries have been made. And because we track all that data, we really have an understanding. And I understand, look, if you read about bad reviews or stuff, usually it's just the center down the street, or a center here that, I'm not picking on a center down the street. I mean, a center other than here. And who would like me to open up next to? Nobody, because, the way we do things, right? So, yeah, I understand everybody's part of it. And I also understand, how important parts of the tradition really are. And we believe that the Colombian tradition is the closest to the most whole piece of that. And our Thursday nights, as you guys know, are Colombian. But how that relates to people from all walks of life all over the world is interesting to us. Yeah.
I think that's part of what makes Rhythmia work so well. Ayahuasca's certainly in the last 2 or 3 years, I'm hearing more and more people talking about, running off to the Hollywood Hills or going off to someone's place and doing ayahuasca in their backyard, or no, they want to do a traditional and they've gone down to some mud hut in the middle of nowhere because they want the authentic experience. And as you say, they do one night, but what I feel is the real key, with no real clear intention. It's a love. I want to understand myself more, or show me more about whatever. But
Yeah,
I love about Rhythmia is there's a process to the intentions, and if you follow the process works.
it does work. It really works. It works, and that's the beautiful thing, when you think about the medicine, right? We've had the brother of a sitting president here. We had uh family of a vice president here. Like, we're getting so close to the thing that she told, what she told me is that early on, before my 50th journey, she said that in my life, that presidents will come here. So I haven't seen it, but I got in the family, already.
Wow, congratulations.
Family,
That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah, so it's crazy, right, to think that is how close it is. So in my opinion, the things that I learned from that medicine have been very much in accord with what you and I call universal laws, things that we teach our children. That hard work, truth, are omnipotent, so important that you're in truth, and that that you work, and that this life is a gift, and in order for you to be responsible, you have to give it back. So this is all kinds of stuff that's really out of fashion right now. Hard work, responsibility, who wants that? Nobody, right? Nobody. In the parlance of our times, those words are bad, right? But it's the truth. And if you look at medicine and you look at nature, they're very close, right? They're very close. Yeah, very, very close. It's nature in a glass.
Yeah. And the clearer you are, the more pure you are, the more the laws of the universe apply and work. So in other words, ask and you shall receive, hard work, which is what you're talking about, because that's how you do it. You ask through the work, but then give and you shall receive as well, another law of the universe. If you're pure and clear, you're asking for the right thing, because sometimes people are asking in the wrong way or for the wrong thing, or they don't even really know how to ask. And of course, often they're not giving any energy of themselves either. They think that flicking someone on the street a few dollars is, yeah, I give, I don't, but they give nothing to their spark and their soul, yeah?
Right. So I can tell you something really strange, right? So the medicine, and you're a beautiful, attractive couple, you have the world you did great in life. The medicine shows you the highest potential of you. The highest. So I have people that come here and say, oh, the medicine showed me I'm going to be a TV star, or this or that, or this or this, or this. She just shows you your potential. She doesn't do it for you. This is where the plan breaks down for most people, because they come out of there and they go, oh my God, she showed me, I'm going to have a clothing company or that, but she ain't going to do it for you. You got to, for you, you got to do it. And here's the thing, a lot of people are down on like the David Goggins guys and but what they're saying is true. Like, you're using, and the beautiful part of our beings is that we have so much more potential. You and I have so much more, we're using 20%. If you're really switched on and really hard work, and you're using 25% of what 25%. So most people are using 7% and you're using 25. There's still 3 times that left in the tank that we could be doing to fulfill this vision that she showed us of us, right? That's beautiful shit. And that is the blessing and the curse. That's it. She showed, here's your gift. Now go do it. Wow. Great, huh?
It's so true. And I want to talk about a little bit about mother and her instructions. Like, yes, you're scared, you're facing your fears, the locked energy that's inside of you coming out and being projected on the screen in the medicine journey. But then there's moments of like her humor that comes in, and me and Pete, like sometimes we're in ceremony and we're just laughing. And I know other people have a hard time, so you're kind of like giggling to yourself because she is just so funny. And I think a lot of us have forgotten about humor and joy. And this is a very important way that people can learn and be educated. And a lot of the times when we're working with our clients, there's metaphors and funny stuff coming through because of the energy of the higher realms is definitely quirky, funny. It's not all serious.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, hysterical. She's cheeky and not politically correct in any way. She says wild shit, you know? It's beautiful.
Totally. So we take action when we're in a medicine journey, like you said before, right? So Pete and I, in the first few ceremonies, we're healing our soul, we're merging back with our soul, healing our beautiful hearts, and starting to really see who we've become so we can make those changes. And I know that your program at Rhythmia is often, really educating and guiding clients through this process because it's guaranteed. Well, it's a high percentage rate. But then we start to open up other intentions as you start to do the medicine more. Can you speak to the medicine and some intentions additional to the first week at Rhythmia for the more advanced people? The 9, the intentions that you guys teach at Rhythmia about the 9.
And listen, the one of the most beautiful ones is show me who you want me to become. Show me my potential. Those are like amazing. And I love, there's a couple more about that I really love, before we get into the 9, I want to get into, I have a list of some that I thought you might be asking here. Yeah, no, but like, show me who I'm supposed to. Once I know who I become and I'm merged, then show me who you want me to be is show me how I can be a beneficial presence on the planet. That's the big one. And that's one you want to be afraid of asking, because if you're not ready to hear it, to process it, and to do it, you will always feel odd. Do you know what I mean by that?
Well,
so
yeah,
go ahead.
Overwhelmed with the mission, kind of.
and people are like, I feel like I'm not fulfilling my purpose. I feel lost. Yeah.
Or how about when she shows it to you and you go, wait, I'm a little guy from Scranton, Pennsylvania. How the fuck am I going to do that? And she shows it to you, and if you say no to it, your soul, that was your soul's contract to fulfill that, and you canceled the contract. So you're always going to feel odd. That's why I tell people, don't ask that question unless you're prepared for the answer, whatever the answer is. Whatever that answer is, don't ask it. Because and I know what people think. A guy's a fund manager for a top 20, and you go, I don't want to ask that. What if she tells me, right? Right?
Yeah, I've been there.
But it's the same point, Gerry, that we try to solve it through our grey matter mind. And our grey matter mind is only using past experience, calculating chances for the future, and trying to guide us. But our higher mind, right, our oversoul, is there going, this is the vision, this is what you could do and you could become. Let's do it. And logically, you go, I got no way to know how I'm going to do that. But if you trust and if you dare to entertain that idea of greatness and you move forward, hopefully being guided, as we talked about before we started recording, often you've sort of got to act, even though you don't know exactly what the outcome's going to be. If you connect it into your higher mind, you get shown the way, which makes your journey very exciting. Because often people, they have a goal and they work towards it. They go, that's so fulfilling. I can tell you what's more fulfilling, having the journey, having no idea how you're going to get there. And then it happens as well. You're like, oh yeah.
I love that too. That's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
But one of the key components to that, and I will answer the question about the 9, but one of the key components to that is not only do you do it, but she tests you during the doing. So, last week, Jack Canfield, he wrote Chicken Soup books, Chicken Soup of the Soul. He sold 500 million chicken soup books.
Beautiful.
500 million chicken soup books. And he just turned 80. He's a delightful fella. And I was talking to him and I said, was that chicken soup thing a slam dunk? Like, because it just looked like it happened, right? And he said, believe it or not, the first 143 publishers I went to turned me down. The 144th publisher said yes.
Ooh.
And isn't that indicative, though, of the things that you do? So the medicine shows you and says, here's what I'm going to give you. You're going to be, and she says this to most people because we all are. You're a healer. You're a leader. And you're here to help me, the medicine, help heal the world. Wow, pretty big stuff. And this is what it looks like for you. And then you leave all excited and get punched in the face like you're like, wait, she told me that this is, she told me, and she was the one that punched you. She told you to leave and punched you, to test your resolve. Are you, worthy is a bad word. Are you committed enough to do this? Because it's going to be hard. It's going to be super hard. There are once, and you know what? I'm going to make it hard until it becomes easy. When is that? When it is. That's it. Wild. I'm like, oh shit, what did I get myself into? Right? Crazy. But that's the crazy stuff about this particular thing, about whoever that is in that medicine. In my opinion, I think it's God, whatever that is.
And the answer to people then is, well, how do you do it? And what's the answer is follow the steps. Show me who I've become. Merge me back with my soul. Heal my heart. Right. And the more pure you are in that, the more you go, gosh, I'm not perfect. Geez, I snapped at that person the other day, or I did this, I did that. Right. And then you observe how you treat yourself in doing it. Do you punish yourself? Oh, I'm not as spiritual as I thought I was. Or do you go, I'm still learning. I'm still integrating. I got triggered by an angry woman or whatever it is.
Yes. You guys know Tida, right? Tida.
Yeah.
And he's as close to a saint as I know. Like, he's really, if it were Catholicism, he would have been canonized. He's a living, breathing person of God. He's a real deal. And I know he still gets pissed off. And I know he still gets, and I think to myself, I'm like, all of my imperfections, which are many, are part of who she recruited to do what she needed to get done. She didn't say to me, Gerry, you're a great guy, and before you take this on, you have to be perfect. She bought me as I was. Broken, sad, confused. She bought me broken. And then she put me together. And then my broken bits that still outpicture themselves here and there, yelling and, like normal shit, life shit. And now it's been 9 years. It's much fewer and much further between. But when it comes up, I go, hey, with you, kid. Like, it's going to take a lifetime to evolve through that, but what can I do in my brokenness to help this planet? What I used to do was bad shit. I used to chase women and do cocaine and, drink alcohol and cheat on my wife and that, like, that was my pastime. So now in my brokenness, I'm doing this, and helping people, and what I mean? It's a different thing. So what I'm saying is, I think what most people get confused is they have this experience in their whole. They've merged with their soul, they've healed their heart, and they're clean and ready to go. They believe at that moment that they are perfect or should be perfect, and that's not it at all. That was a moment that you could look through to see yourself in your wholeness and to pick the thing and the way for you to become a beneficial presence on the planet that you will stick with because you got it in that moment. The rest is becoming. So people talk about the Ankh and shit, right? You talk about the Ankh, they say, well, why do you have the Ankh? Is the Ankh, do you deserve the Ankh? Not at all. Not at all. The Ankh is what I'm becoming. This isn't like, oh, you passed, you're there. That ain't it. This is who I'm becoming. I'm becoming this on earth, which might take me the way things are going, another 500 or so lifetimes. But I'm in the fucking race,
Yeah.
Can I say F here? No. Nope, I slipped an F in there. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I can
We'll get
You can get that out? Okay.
yeah.
take that off.
But that about the soul is like, this is the real stuff. This is really why you do the medicine. Like you say, you do the medicine, you're not perfect, but you're aware and you're the observer of yourself and your emotions and your responses, and less hard on yourself, and even if you do go to dinner and have 2 glasses of wine instead of 1, you don't go, I'm so weak and I'm going to punish myself. Hey,
no way.
Great conversation. I had a great time. And
exactly.
yourself is like whipping yourself's the worst, right? That's the worst.
And here's the thing, until I let go of that, I used to drink, no word of lie, as a part of a drinking study. I drank 9 drinks a day for 2.5 months in my drinking study. I averaged. So some days I only had 6, but the other days I'd have 11 or 12. So that's how much I drank. And I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and I did cocaine every time I drank. I was having a little bit of an issue. But since the plant medicine and since giving up to that, I don't do cocaine, I don't smoke cigarettes. If I have a drink here and there, I have 2, but not a drunk's 2, really 2. Like and it's only because I allow it. If I ever said to myself, from this day on, I can never, then I'd have problems. Like I allowing and being you, the new you, the merged you, you're just going to see those things less and less and less. They don't, what I think happens is immediately after the merger, you have a complete drop and you become a fundamentalist. You're like a fundamentalist preacher. Boom, I see the light, because the contrast from when you were so great, you've got to tell people, I get it. I see the light. and then you go through a little thing where it comes down again. And then this next up is where it's graded, where you allow, accept who you are, and you've seen it, but you also know that you got to do the work, and you got to be on top of it, and you got to be here now, and when she shows you, I can tell you a real quick story. I had a guy that had a domain in 2017, and he said to me, oh my God, I have such good news. The medicine, the mother told me I was going to sell this particular domain, which was a beauty, for like $7 million. He wrote me in 2022 and he said, the medicine doesn't work. I said, what do you mean it doesn't work? And he said, she told me I was going to sell it and I didn't. So I called him. I said, I got to ask you a favor, because I've never seen it not work. what did you do to sell it? And he said, well, nothing. I was like, what? Nothing. Well, that's kind of bizarre, right? Like, you know, you gotta meet the medicine halfway. She will show you what can happen. You got to go make it happen. With all the you are the universe. People get this confused. They say, well, I'm waiting for the universe to come and save me and help me. You are the universe. You're it. You are the universe. People can't get that. They otherize the universe. And the medicine showed me the craziest journey I ever had was I said, explain it to me. You know, it was a terrible thing to say to her. I said, explain it to me. And she said, you're not going to understand it. And I said, show me. And she had me sitting on the moon. I was sitting on the moon. And she took the whole universe and she collapsed it into a thing, a little ball, and she put it in my mouth. And after I swallowed it, it was back. And she goes, that's it. So I was like, what was that? What? And then I was like, for a nanosecond, I got it. I got it. It's me, I'm it. That's it. There's no us. You know, it's all me. I am it. You are it, right? We're it. Crazy. So to use the universe, you have to use yourself. You're it. You know, so if you and the thing is, I know that people know that inherently. But like the Van Halen song, you know, they're all working so hard to make it easy. Everybody wants this shortcut. And the waiting for the shortcut is hell. See, heaven is the participation of, if it's going to be, it's up to me. I'm the universe making it all happen. Then all of a sudden you're in heaven. You're it. You're in the world. You're in the universe. You're it. That's good shit. I love her. I love how she explains stuff.
So good. It's like taking our power back and realizing we are source. We are whatever you like to call that, and taking action. A lot of people don't want to take action because they're waiting for someone else to do something for them or for the parcel to arrive on their doorstep. You know, like it's like you've got to take action. And like you said, meet the medicine halfway. And we've learnt this because, you know, on the recent trip, we were integrating everything that she told us to do. And we're here. We've created, since we saw you, you're in the movie that we've created, Ayahuasca, Source for the Soul, and we're in complete trust. We don't know how it's going to go out, but it's bridging the West with the medicine to help be a spokesperson, to help people have a tangible modality that they can drink and see for themselves, right? This is not
beautiful
woo-hoo spiritual stuff. This is going to a circle down in Rhythmia in Costa Rica, drinking the medicine and seeing for yourself and getting real life physical experience. And we don't know where it's going to go, what's going to happen. It's launching, Gerry, this month. And we're in full trust of the medicine because these were the instructions, you know?
So I'm going to tell you, what I tell people to do is exactly what you've done. It's the hardest shit in the world. So like, I'm going to tell you, go and do this thing. And you're like, well, I never did that before in my life. And she's like, exactly, go do it. And you're like, okay. And then you go do it. And the whole time you're like, what am I doing? You know, like, what am I doing? And it starts to happen because you were the first action, the first mover. You created the initial energy, the first hit. That's you. And you created this chain reaction of a million different things from that one activity. That's what it's about. If everybody who came here, 16,000 people have been here, right? If everybody who came here left and did what you did, all these world problems right now would be over. Because the effect of those people and the people whom they touch and the people who they touch is the butterfly effect. It's the whole thing. That's why these things that we're doing, that sometimes it seems like, why the hell am I doing this? What is this about? Are so important, because you are the chosen ones. You know who chose you? You. You're the chosen ones. And you get a chance to prove it by doing it. Great stuff.
Isn't she just so intelligent? It blows our minds how intelligent she is. Like, even in the ceremony, the room is working with each other. You know, someone will be screaming, and I've had this experience of my father yelling into the bucket, this guy 2 beds down, and I was like a little baby in my mother's womb, you know, crying and scared for my life. And he's you know, and the room, the intelligence of the medicine and the energy is so profound, and that's what I love. We just love it. It's like such a surprise. It's such an enjoyable journey.
You haven't made it sound beautiful, but it is what should be.
There are nights that I wake up in there and I'm like, are we in purgatory here?
Yeah.
Like, what? I'm Catholic. Are any of you, are you Catholic or Christian?
Yeah,
Have you been in the past life?
Grew up with that.
Yeah, so I still believe that there are many things in the Catholic tradition that are true. I believe in purgatory. I believe that there's this, they call it the wailing place, that there's this place that right after you see your life review, that you go to, and you have this horrible breakdown. And that's a lot of times when I'm on the medicine and I'm seeing crazy shit and hearing 50 people throwing up and 20 people farting and the balance crying, and I'm thinking, oh, so this is where we're at, huh? You know, we're there, you know.
And it's the sound of healing, and it's the sound of people clearing those false beliefs, those limitations, that pain, that trauma that has been part of the challenge of this soul journey. I mean, the soul came in to see if it could remember how powerful it is, but all of those gifts and abilities are hidden under that painful stuff that people don't want to look at. So often when a person says, oh, I don't know if I'd like to do plant medicine because I don't like being out of control. It's like, well, far out, you know, I'd be scared. I don't know if I'd like being out of control. I never had that one. I always liked being a bit out of control, but I was still scared to go in there.
You seem like that guy.
Seriously, this guy.
I still get scared before every cup. Don't get me wrong. I have a respect for it, but I understand that on the other side of that must be something exciting, because a lot of people don't want to go there. I've kind of worked that out. I'm like, if not a lot of people are doing that thing, and that thing seems to be having the right results for the right, I want to know what they're doing. Like, I'm curious like that.
Right, me too. Yeah, show me how to swing the golf club. I want to know. I don't want to be in the dark over it. And I got to tell you one other thing. So, and I was raised Catholic, and I was always trying to get God to do things I wanted him to do at the time. Like all the time, right? And I noticed that was a great source of a lot of my problems, because I was waiting for God to do for me. So in this other model, right, where I'm the universe, and there's the creator, and I'm the universe, and I'm asking the creator through my participation, thanking the universe, thanking the creator for giving it to me through my participation. Now all of a sudden it's flipped. So now there isn't that great anxiety of waiting and wondering and reading tea leaves and seeing fortune tellers and whatever the whole story is. Of there's now, I am participating with it to achieve this. And I'm, you know, wow, nice, huh? Good stuff.
So beautiful. Such a divine gift, seeing the realization when people go through that as well. It's like
amazing to see, right?
Power back. You're back. Like, you're knowing now. You're a knowing being.
Right. I
Mm.
love to see it. People, I see it in their eyes. You see it when you're here, and you probably see it. You teach your own clients, your own customers to do this. Yeah. So when they get it, they get it. And once you get it, you just don't unget it, like you got it, and then a whole new set of problems comes a knocking, but at least you got it, yeah.
Yeah. You kind of like, what's going on. And
Dude, it's hard.
there's nothing more exciting, I think, than people who are really like self-aware and realizing that as soon as you're self-aware, as soon as you know, oh, I've got all these false beliefs from my parent, money's the root of all evil, I can't be too happy, why do I deserve so much happiness or success? Like rotten false beliefs. Don't ask, rude to ask, too much joy, too much prosperity, too much whatever. They were taught by their parents that's selfish or rude or wrong, and then people wonder why they're stuck or why they can't take action or make a decision or have prosperity in their life. They got false beliefs. They are their own worst enemy.
Agreed. Completely agreed.
Medicine show us that, like night one, get all that stuff out of there. Poof, clear that out.
Beautiful. Super beautiful.
Well,
have you have just one last question before we wrap it up, Gerry? With the medicine, she tells us so many profound things. What are some of the most profound things that you've heard? Anything with the projection or the awakenings on the planet with the medicine? Anything around that?
Lots of stuff around it's unfolding exactly as it should. I get really scared of, it's my nature. I get scared of World War III and blowing up the planet and killing and things that we should have evolved past, in my opinion. And she always tells me the same thing, that don't worry, it's all happening and it comes down to you. And I'm like, to me, she goes, yeah, settle the war within yourself and everything else will be settled. And that's like the greatest gift. Because I always want to settle other people's wars. Like, it's human nature, right? The survival gene. And the most profound thing she's ever said to me is, you're so worried about that war? Yep. Settle the war within yourself and it will settle itself. And I thought, pretty good advice and stuff. Yeah.
Pretty good. Imagine if everyone applied that to themselves, right?
It'd be over, right? It would be over.
At school, we need that education going in there like that,
And you can see though that she's right, that it's now at an accelerated pace, that it's coming to a head this is coming to the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the new thing, and we're a part of it. We're here now. All you and me and her, we're here now, for this. Yeah. Specifically, it's kind of like one day you wake up and you go, holy God, I was recruited at birth, but I just realized that today I'm 52, but you realize, holy God, they had me in training until I got this thing, and I'm part of this thing that's going on. Crazy, right? Beautiful stuff.
It's beautiful stuff.
And most beautiful.
We while we're recording, we want to just thank you on the call for being involved in the movie that we've just put together. We appreciate your input, you being in there, and for you encouraging us, even when we only saw you a couple of months ago. We had a chat and a laugh, and you're like, great, do it. You encourage us even more. It's like we help one another, these, whatever, the light workers or the awakened ones or whatever the word is, but you know what I mean. And we wanted to say we really appreciate you and the role you helped to play in our life and the family. Like my family's been to Rhythmia, my father, my two brothers. We want to get more people there, and it's like part of our DNA all the way from here in Australia. So big thank you for that.
I'm super thrilled that you as a couple like took this on and did it, because it'll be a beautiful representation of it. And to that point of all the stuff that you're that you had to push through to create a movie. It's and people don't understand, most people don't understand the baloney that you got to go through to do that thing. You did it. And all of these things that we do are for others more than they're to create this beneficial presence that you guys are doing, living and breathing. And I'm thrilled to know you both. And the next time I'm in Australia, I'm coming, get a bed for me. I'll be over the house. Okay.
Absolutely. Up in the hot tub, up in the jacuzzi, and
I'll be
riding
there.
bikes and mucking around.
Fantastic. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
we do all of that, and we love to live. We've got the cold plunge, we've got the hot tub. We're on 10 acres. We look at the sky. We try and call in the ships to come beam us up. We're not the ones resisting first contact or higher
I love
intelligence to
that.
come and help the planet.
love
We
that.
love laughing about that.
Fantastic. What town is that? What are you near there?
We're on the Sunshine Coast, just
Uh-huh.
100
Noosa.
kilometers north of Brisbane. Yeah, near Noosa. It's like 30
Uh-huh.
minutes away.
Mm.
Well, it's beautiful there. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Gerry, and thank you for all the light that you're bringing to the world and all of the beautiful souls that cross through Rhythmia. I'll tag your links below for anyone looking to join the sacred medicine and go through the amazing program at Rhythmia Life Advancement Center. It'll certainly change your life. It changed ours, and exciting times ahead. Thanks, Gerry.
Thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait to see the movie.
Amazing.
Okay.